Alright, so tell me if in any way you relate with this. The year was 2017, and I remember first hearing the rumors, and then you go from hearing the rumors to seeing the actual footage from the concerts where he had it in his hands. And then you go from seeing the concerts to hearing him actually talk about it on the live streams and declare to the guitar world that this was it and that he was ready to move on to this new venture. So if you're anything like me, you went to your coffee table, you got your keys, you put those keys in your pocket, you ran to your car door, you opened that car door, you forgot to put gas in the car, but you're so excited that you go straight to the guitar store anyway. You open that guitar store door, you go straight to the clerk and you ask him one simple question. A question that he's probably heard 35 times that day, but you don't care because you're just so excited and you need to ask him anyway. Sir, do you have a Silver Sky that I can play right now? And because he's heard that question 45 times that day, and he's probably sick of hearing it, but he still wants to be a good employee and possibly get some commission, he goes, sorry, buddy. Now, at the time, I don't think I in any way, shape, or form realized just how annoying that question must have been to that employee. Thinking back on it now, it was kind of the equivalent of walking into a Popeyes in the year 2019 and pointing to the cashier as soon as you walked in the building and saying, hey, you guys got any more chicken sandwiches? And them going, no, get out of here before I beat you up. Now imagine with me for a second that that same chicken sandwich cost $2,600, has a bone nut and vintage style locking tuners, and John Mayer plays it every night in front of 30,000 screaming fans. That's the type of chicken sandwich we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And I think just being in the guitar world that I am in 2023, with the Silver Sky still being a very, very hot commodity in the guitar world, I forget just how intriguing of a time it was in 2018. With it being this brand new thing, clearly very heavily influenced by this old thing, and people really didn't know what to do with it yet. And yes, I'm aware that I'm about 5 years late to the party, but after going to see his acoustic show the other day and seeing him completely shred on that axe live, I thought it was time for me to get my own opinion and to see what would really happen, to see if it still holds up as this new big intriguing thing in the guitar world. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the PRS Silver Sky. I got it in pink because I wanted to get the manliest color possible, and honestly, I really like pink guitars. My Telly is pink, and it's probably the most sentimental guitar that I own. Also, if you like pink guitars, hit that subscribe button. I wanted to test all this out in the most accurate way possible, and one of the cool things is, I remember in his live stream, him talking about how versatile this guitar is and what he ideally would want to use it with.
As a customer, like at heart, I want to see people play the Silver Sky through a Fender amp.
So I pulled out the Princeton myself. So like I was saying before, I want this to be as accurate as possible to what he was saying in the live stream, to the way this guitar was intended to be played. So I got the Princeton, no attenuator. I'm going to be actually miking it up. I want to feel the air in this amp. RIP to my neighbors real quick. I'm pulling out the condenser on this one, just seeing how it sounds. And I got the Lewitt 640. We're going to be miking it right on the speaker. My broken phone, see if the flashlight still works. I think this will sound good. I'm going to try and back away a little bit, because I hear that's what John does sometimes. I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, that sometimes he'll just have a mic like on the other end of the room, and he won't even have a close mic. So yeah, let's see how this sounds. All right, this is the one video where no one's allowed to make fun of me for playing too many Mayer riffs. It's literally a Silver Sky video. I don't know if I like the reverb pedal reverb or the amp reverb better on this. Oh, there's nothing sweeter than that Princeton reverb like that. Literally, why did I bring out the pedal? That amp reverb sounds so good. So it's interesting because so far just playing this, it feels completely different and it sounds completely different hearing it in the room versus when it's coming out of my speakers. Because like I was saying previously, the glassy thing really gets me where it almost doesn't sound like a Fender to my ear when I'm just playing it right now, when I'm just like... But once I listen to it back in my speakers, it goes like almost like what I imagine like a Dumble type sound is. But let me know in the comments what you think it sounds like. Okay, so now comes the really difficult question that we have to ask ourselves, like, is this a Strat? And even bigger than that, I think once I got into playing it, like, what even is this thing? And I'll tell you what this is. And bear with me for a second. This guitar essentially is the Popeye's chicken sandwich. If you really think about it, right, Chick-fil-A came out with their sandwich first, many years before the Popeyes thing. And then in 2019, Popeyes came out with their sandwich and it kind of blew people away, which is exactly what this is. To me, they're both chicken sandwiches. That doesn't mean they're exactly the same. This has a pretty fat neck compared to what I've like played on my Strat and my G&L. And that doesn't necessarily bother me like I thought it would, which I really like, which is not just, I would say, like a Silver Sky to Strat thing, but something about PRSs where I've played a couple of them with some pretty fat neck that I've quite liked. And also in seeing this I think this is the only like mainstream PRS that's not coil tap. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but seeing a PRS that really embraces the single coil thing and really going all in on that is really cool. But I could tell you the individual specs all that I wanted to for hours. I want to actually know, what do you think? Are you like all in on the Silver Sky? Do you just think it's a gimmick? And have you ever owned one? Because especially when I think about a couple months ago when I played the SE, like I've been super excited to actually get my hands on one of these and to try these out, to actually have one now and to see what the hype has actually been about since this chicken sandwich guitar came out like 5 years ago. Like I think this guitar is going to make for an interesting journey piece for me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want to grab this guitar or the Lewitt, I got them both from Sweetwater. The links are in the description. Make sure to check it out. It's one of the best ways to support the channel if that's something you want to do, or if you're just curious about any of the other gear that I used in this video. Make sure to check out those links. Like and subscribe if you had a good time, and most important of all, like most important, have a fantastic day. Shooba dooba 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 da dooba 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 ba 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 boo.